Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about more information that's been reported on Aston Martin, as well as Max Verstappen's views on where he feels Red Bull are going into the first race of the season. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and X at James's Pit Lane. I'll leave links in the description. But let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Max Verstappen. Now, Red Bull had a better than expected pre-season test. As we know, they're creating their own engines from 2026. And despite Red Bull making their own power units from the first time, it operated very well, especially on deployment. It looked very efficient, and the competition also appeared impressed with what Red Bull have shown so far. And over the course of the two Bahrain tests, drivers including Mercedes' George Russell pointed to Red Bull as one of the teams to beat with F1's new engine rules. When asked about the reaction from rivals in the paddock to Red Bull's test outings, Verstappen said via video link during Viaplay's media day, as quoted by motorsport.com, "That's probably because they didn't expect it either. They probably thought the engine would just blow up, so in that regard, we've simply done an excellent job, and we have things well under control. We can definitely be proud of that. On the other hand, we know we still have work to do to find more power, but that's no surprise to us. So where we are now, we can be proud, but of course, we always want to improve as winners. That's the mentality I have and the team has. We're realistic about the fact that it won't be easy. At the same time, we have the ambition to make steps." Now, as we know, the season opener in Melbourne is just around the corner, with it taking place this weekend. So where could Red Bull be going into the first race of the season? Well, while Verstappen is positive, he does not feel this Red Bull will be in contention for victory there, with him going on to say, "Overall, I feel positive in the sense that we had very few problems. I still find it quite special that we had everything so well under control with such a new engine, and in general with so many new people joining. So from that perspective, I'm very happy. If you look at performance, I do think we still need to make a step to truly compete at the front, because at the moment I don't think we'll be fighting for the win. You have to stay realistic." But it was also not our expectation that this would immediately be the case with the introduction of these new regulations and with our own engine. Now, I think Red Bull have done a really good job, considering this is the first time they've created their own power units, and I'm excited to see how they perform in Australia. However, it's kind of the opposite situation at Aston Martin. You know, that's been a very anticipated car, given it's the first Aston Martin designed by Formula 1 design legend Adrian Newey, and there's a Honda engine in the back of the car, and recently Honda has won multiple world championships with Red Bull. However, the team really had a difficult pre-season test. I mean, they spent a lot of time in the garage, completed limited miles, and yeah, there just seemed to be so many issues for Aston Martin and Honda. And in a statement ahead of the Melbourne Grand Prix, Aston Martin have said, "Every season, the first Grand Prix presents many unknowns. This year, more than most, following the biggest change in the sports regulations in a generation. But however the opening race weekend unfolds, this isn't going to be a season where the opening races set the pattern for the rest of the year." Now, yesterday I did a video on reports that Aston Martin may not complete the full race distance in Melbourne, and if you want to find out more about that, I'll leave a link to that video in the description. And now some more details have been reported, with motorsport.com saying the AMR26's Honda engine has been so unreliable that the Silverstone-based outfit failed to carry out its pre-season testing program, spending more time in the garage than out on track. Honda is completely unprepared for the Australian Grand Prix, with multiple engine failures in Bahrain jeopardising spare parts supplies, to the extent Aston Martin considered skipping Melbourne by invoking force majeure. This would have been a PR disaster for F1 as its new technical era begins, and Aston Martin would have had to pay compensation for breaking the Concord Agreement's terms. The AMR26 will be in Australia, but only intend to make the 107% rule to qualify for the grid and race for a few laps before retiring. Now, if that's the case, that is unbelievable. So what are Aston Martin and Honda doing to solve the situation? Well, motorsport.com go on to say, meanwhile, the crisis unit has been created to support Honda, with team boss Adrian Newey's staff in touch with the Sakura personnel to address it. Honda has admitted that the vibrations from the V6 engine were causing the hybrid system battery, which is housed in the chassis, to fail. Aston Martin's chief strategy officer Andy Cowell, who led Mercedes F1 engine department to multiple world titles, has been sent to Japan, but time is running out to restore basic reliability before even working on performance. Newey is believed to have sarcastically commented that Honda's internal combustion engine wasn't powerful enough to recharge the battery. It reportedly lacks some 80 horsepower in those conditions. So yeah, based on this, it looks like it's a very difficult situation for Aston Martin and Honda at the moment. Do you think they can turn it around? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.